Buonasera a tutti. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to our special edition of Culture with Reno Z. Well, it is special because it's always a special live, special day after Inter against Juventus. And it's a great honor to have some guests. Of course, everybody knows Mr. Tony Jim in the house. Welcome, my friend. It's been a long time, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry that it's been a while, Reno. I know I went away. As you know, I went to Italy in the summer and the
Italy.
end of August, so we couldn't hook up the last couple months. It's been busy, but glad to be back, and it's a pleasure to be with Mr. Gio from Juve Cornercast. I'll let you introduce him, but pleasure to be with you, my friend.
Yeah. The pleasure's
Well, it's
mine.
my pleasure. Well, it's my pleasure to have you back, Trimboli, because we've been months bugging each other to do this, well, to do a live. But of course, we have a new entry. It is honor to have Gio from Juve Cornercast. How's it going, paesano?
It's going good, Reno. Thank you for having me on. And same thing goes here, Trim. It's a big pleasure, having me on this show and being with you guys. Two classics of I would say Juventinis, right? So
We
definitely,
try.
I'm glad I'm on the stream and let's talk some good calcio today.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk a lot. And guys, follow Juve Cornercast. He does a wonderful job. You know, we've been talking about months. He's been keeping so real. We got to do a call. Well, which is funny that tonight I'm still with my wife. For us, I would have risked I have a divorce to have you on, but all in fun. But finally, I made it, and especially to talk about this beautiful game. Before anything, put a beautiful like and subscribe. And of course, Tony Trim, you can follow him at the All Juve Cast because he's always on there with a Bertin company, which they do a wonderful job. Which is fun. I watched a little bit today, back and forth, but it was pretty interesting. Some interest was showing up. We'll see tonight on my hand if anybody shows up. Before I go forward, we have some boys here. We got Giuseppe, Juve Canada. Ciao fratelli Juventini, sempre Forza Juve fino alla fine. Grande Giuseppe. Then we got Michael, Forza Juve. Matteo, Tony's cousin. Grande. So guys, sorry my son is screaming in the wrong time, but it's okay. It's okay. So let's start off with this game yesterday. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I know me, Trim, we go back and forth on my WhatsApp chat. We've been saying it for a time. But I didn't thought this time 4-4, you know. But looking up at the lineup, which I wasn't really happy at the beginning because, okay, Di Gregorio, Cabal, Danilo was a big mistake in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but I'll let you guys go after. Then Kalulu, Cambiasso, then Locatelli, McKennie, which I think it's a good thing. Well, was pretty impressive because a lot of people were complaining. Fagioli, Conceição, that guy non si tocca, guys. Like what Conceição did yesterday, like I hope he's not injured. It was a beauty, sorry. But then, of course, Mr. Va, which he finally scored. That was a beautiful goal. But it didn't turn out pretty good. The Inter side, 3-5-2, Bastoni, De Real, Pavard, Di Marco, Mkhitaryan, Zielinski, Barella, Dumfries, then they had Lautaro and Thuram. By the first half, man, I was like losing it because I was like, why you didn't put Gatti? And you put Danilo there. He did that PK to Ram. That was very terrible. And even on my chat through WhatsApp, everybody was complaining. Then the Italian community whatsoever. But then Vlahovic with the beautiful assist from Mr. McKennie, like that goal was beautiful. Like that is class. Vlahovic doesn't score much, but when he does goals, those are beautiful. Then the second goal from Weah. And then Kalulu had to do that porcaria, like I don't know what happened. I know a lot of people were judging because of the handball whatsoever, but if you look based on the rules, that was PK. So we cannot say Marotta League, those PKs were fair enough. And at the first, I finished at 3-2, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah.
Then the second half goes by. They scored the fourth goal. Um, the fourth goal. Dumfries, right?
Yeah. Denzel
Yeah.
Dumfries scored that one. Yeah.
Thanks to Danilo that gave him that assist. I don't know what Danilo's thinking. Like, I don't like. I have nothing against Danilo. Like, I have pictures with him. He's a true Juventino, but his time at Juventus. But I was still getting mad because past the 68 minute, he Thiago Motta still didn't do the change. Then he changed Savona, Ildiz, and then finally he puts Gatti. Like the way he grabbed the Gatti, he pushed it because there was a little beef right there. But then, Madonna mia, at the 70th minute, and even 2 minutes in, beep boom bam, bada bim, bada boom, Ildiz scores that goal. At that moment, Anthony was on my WhatsApp chat. I said, I'm gonna close the TV. Then the friends were like, Rita, put the TV on, don't be a bambino, this and that. And the moment I was shutting down, Ildiz scored. And then not even 2 minutes later, you see Inzaghi was going on a rampage. The Inzaghi effect started coming along, and we end up 4-4. This was one of the beautiful derby d'Italia that I've seen, guys. Like, I haven't seen anything like this for a while, But I'll leave it up to you guys. We'll start off with Giovanni. But for me, guys, I know people are saying, "Oh, you're cheering for a tie." Well, excuse me. Better for a tie, not losing 4-2, especially against Inter. So at the end, I just give them a nice answer to my fellow Interisti. A casa Inter, io godo, forza Juve e te. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We'll start with Joel, then Tony Trim. Va bene? Okay,
Va bene,
Mr. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
So, man, what a game this was. Definitely, especially with, the reaction. We could all base this game off of our reaction about Juventus's reaction, right? From 4-2 down, we ended up coming back, and we could have won the game if we had a little bit more time. If the ref, towards the end didn't, just blow the whistle, a couple of times, which I saw that. But, definitely was an outstanding game, I have to say. In my opinion, from our offensive standpoint, we were really good. For like outfield goals that we had, no penalties, which is usually we get them, but it's we conceded 2 open play goals, 2 penalties, but at the end of the day, I think we put in the wrong men as well. As I agree with Reno when you said about the lineup. I wasn't very happy about the lineup either, especially with Danilo, and I was like, what is this guy doing in the defense? Like, you have Gatti that's on the bench, like, put the guy in, please, because Gatti has been playing very well under Thiago Motta's system. And I think that definitely if Gatti would have started, I think this probably would have been a clear Juventus win, in my opinion. We could have, I think we would have managed the game way better. So, that was mostly my thought about, how Juventus did. But listen, I'm happy to take the point. It's away from home, and listen, the next couple of games, Napoli's playing a hard schedule. Juventus, we're playing, I think, against Parma on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. That's gonna be. I would say I've seen Parma. They're not an easy team. They're very attacking. So I'm expecting our guys to react, especially in a positive way. Especially scoring 4 goals away. Finally getting our offense firing and going. Yildiz is a big guy, I would say, in terms of coming off an impact player. He was really good. Conceição, another one. Wow, like, but get this guy to Juventus, like, pay whatever the amount, like, just get him to Juventus, like, for like, I'm telling you right now, because that was unbelievable. Like, I haven't seen that spark since like prime Federico Chiesa, like by pre-injury. And that was like, wow, and definitely lots of stuff, and Trim, you could take it away as well. So I'll let you have a say.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely not too much more to add. I mean, I guess what I would say is like my initial thought going into the game, Reno knows obviously we kind of had the same scoreline. We were thinking 1-1, so we were thinking more of like a low scoring, kind of scrappy game. And it was the complete opposite of that, which was really funny. Like, I mean, going through like all the emotions, the ups and downs, and I was fortunate to be part of the Toronto fan club yesterday, and I had some pretty good videos that I was able to record, and I got good timing on some of them of the goal reactions. And I mean, like, yeah, as you're going through the game and you're watching it, like I would say the initial reaction was defensively, both teams not good at all. And from our standpoint as well, like let's call a spade a spade. Like we did not play well defensively. That was not the true like Juventus style of defending, and losing. Like man marking wasn't great yesterday. Giving up the 2 PKs, obviously that wasn't good. The initial starting lineup, I mean, yeah, I would have had Danilo on the bench, but so I was trying to do some digging and figure out. I think Gatti has a small issue that's holding him back, and that's why Motta decided to have him come off the bench as opposed to start the game, which is really strange because at one point I was very fearful that he wasn't even going to make it on the pitch at all, because apparently Spalletti mentioned that's why he didn't call him up for the international duty, because he has a little bit of a knock. So he's nursing something, and the team, thankfully, they're not really saying much, which is kind of a good thing. But that being said, he came in, and it was great to see him play. Offensively speaking, so I find it really funny because, we've got our rival fans who are giving us heck, especially me. I've been going back and forth with a couple of guys, one a Napoli supporter, supporter. Oh, yeah. And so it's funny because they've been giving me a hard time saying that, I want to see how Juve responds on Sunday against Inter in terms of, are they going to be able to score more than one goal? And I mean, we had to work hard for all 4 of our goals. And so, yes, we should not, as Juventini, ever celebrate a draw. But man, when you have to work for every piece or every inch of grass and fight for every ball, and like the fact that we scored the goals that we did, I don't care what any rival fan says. I will take that point and I will wear it with a badge of honor, and just be grateful that they got the point, because like we were saying already, it's, you're down 4-2. It's funny because we completed the comeback against Leipzig, and right away, as we were down 4-2, I turned to the guys I was sitting with and I said, okay, well, I mean, we did it against Leipzig, so can we do it against Inter? And right away, when we tied and the game finished, my first thought and my first kind of reaction was, I turned to the guys around me and I said, who can name a team in the last 5 years that has put 4 against Inter, put up 4 goals? Because, we're known as this defensive stalwart. Juventus is always known for their defense. But you have to give Inter credit, especially going back to last year. They don't concede goals. But the fact that we put up 4 against them, and I will gladly say, we don't get help. We're not
exactly.
Okay, so again, I love Inter Worldwide. I hope he's watching this. I love you, man, Anthony. You're the best. But like, we are not getting any help, and like and I know he was upset about his team's play and everything yesterday, but it was, as a Juventus supporter, like, again, like, you can't help but be happy because we had to fight through everything, and man, they got 4 goals out of it, and the result is, again, it's a draw. It's not something to be like super happy about, but from our standpoint, we are happy, and from the Inter standpoint, it's like, okay, you know what? They're not happy at all, and I don't blame them, because, again, you can't blow a 2-goal lead. We'd be saying the same thing. Like, let's be honest. If it was the other way around, we'd be very upset with Juve. That's pretty much it. Like I said, just my initial thought is just like, I was trying to think, like, I don't remember the last time Inter conceded 4 goals. And I mean, if it's happened in the Inzaghi era, it might have happened maybe one other time. But I'd have to look back to see. So
maybe with Milan once.
I was going to say, if it was any other team, it'd be Milan.
It might be Milan. Yeah.
So, but other than that, like, Gio, just one other thing I wanted to point out, because you mentioned it. So going back to last year's 2 games, we played at the Allianz Stadium the first leg, and we drew 1-1. If you remember, Vlahovic scored right away, like quick, and then Lautaro answered within minutes, and that was the scoreline was 1-1. And remember, that was with our previous manager, right? Then we went to the San Siro, and I believe we lost 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. So going to the San Siro, getting a point, that's huge. So now
that is huge.
We'll see what
it's
happens.
Like a victory.
Yeah,
exactly.
And in the fashion that we did it too, it's like,
Yes.
you know, 2 goals down, and that is what I expect from our Juventus, you know, this year. And this is like I said, this is going to be our season where, you know, let's see how we react, because in previous seasons we weren't able to. Every time that another team would score a goal under, you know, the Allegri era, it's like, oh no, now we got to pray that we have to, you know, get a goal back. And now now the tables have turned when, you know, we get a new manager, you know, I would say a lot new players as well, more quality players than last season, and it's starting to pay off, and I'm liking it. Especially, we don't even have our main guys. That's also what I like as well. We don't even have our main guys on
That's the thing too, because what we did yesterday without Coop Miners, Nico Gonzalez, Douglas Lewis, we still managed to do this, you know.
And Bremer.
And people,
And Bremer.
Bremer, yeah, sorry,
yeah.
I forgot.
No,
Bremer. And people, as Anthony, you know, are complaining, still bringing a leg. Like, give me a break. Just leave this crap and let's enjoy this Juventus and give Malta time. Like, as Anthony said, he's going to build his statue no matter what, but you know what I mean. But let's go through some comments here. We have Mario Potestio. You guys are smiling. Great comeback. Does anyone know the most goals scored in the derby? Not really, Mario. He's an Interista, so but he likes my show. Then we have Anthony Affair. Buonasera, gents. I'm actually catching up on your game yesterday. Danilo che cazzo. Here's another one that he has to leave you after the season. Yeah, he won't. Last, like I said, I have pictures with him. Met Danilo, great guy, but now his time is gone. With Allegri, it was a different story, but under Motta, not a chance. Then Mario, Motta looked like his eyes were going to pop up of his head. Grinta, the Grinta juice. That's what we needed, Mario. Not you cartonati. Still crying. Then we got Giuseppe that says Anthony Bravo. It's coming off the bench. No difference for you guys. Then we got Marco Cabroni. Intermed. Sempre nel nostro cuore, Marco. Exactly, Anthony. You had to fight tooth and nail to get each goal. Exactly. Because when I posted today, what Inzaghi was saying that they could have put 7 goals, some Interista friend was like, those are facts. Those are facts. The fact is, from 4-2, we went up to 4-4, and we kicked your ass, even though we tied. So the other day you told me, Caro Interista, slow down, Rino, slow down. I guess you got to slow down because Inter, a ball, e io godo. The VAR don't have call. Yeah, we all know that, Giuseppe. But those PKs were valid. The rest he did good. There were some little hiccups, but let's not talk to the VAR too much. Did you guys think the second PK was a handball during the play? As what I know through Nick, Arbitro Nick, he said, that was a valid PK, Marco. So we lost in San Siro.
Yeah, so I made a mistake. I thought it was 2-0 last year, but yeah, they beat us 1-0.
1-0, yeah.
They outplayed us big time. I remember, it was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gatti did kind of like an auto goal. Sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was Gatti that did the auto goal, or was it Di Marco that scored? I don't remember, but it was either Di Marco or the Gatti with the auto goal.
Yeah, when the last year?
The last year. The 1-0,
when we lost.
1-0, when we lost.
Yeah, that was Gatti. Yeah, that was Gatti that kind of did the handball. The auto goal.
Oh yeah, I think I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. So for me, that was a big victory. Would have been nice for a win, but like our fratello Tony said, at time for us on Sunday was a victory. You guys think we'll get Skriniar in January? I don't know. Not too sure, my friend. We'll rather bring Rugani. No, please. I don't want Rugani, guys. I'll leave it up to Anthony. Let's finish up here. It's back in 1913 where Juve won 7-2 versus Inter, where 9 goals were scored. Wow.
Whew.
That's the highest scoring derby in history.
Wow.
We almost catch
7-2.
up yesterday. Then we got James, the man himself. Thank you for showing
James.
up, James. So to catch up the question here, Anthony and Joe. Like for me, I'm not too sure about the Skriniar situation. What do you guys think? Do you guys want Rugani? Me personally, I don't want Rugani. For me, when the player is out, is out. And I don't know.
I don't know about Rugani. Same thing goes with Dragusin. You know, he had a major drop off when he went to Spurs. But Skriniar, listen, there's a lot of people who have been criticizing, saying, "Oh, why are we going to go to Skriniar with Skriniar?" But in my opinion, I think that we should take Skriniar instead, because I think he has experience in the Serie A. He's already won the Serie A, and as you can see with that, there was like this post on Twitter with since 2020, Inter haven't conceded. Skriniar was actually one of the guys in the picture, and I was like, "Woo!" I was like, "Oh shoot!" So I was like, maybe let's get Skriniar, because I think he's also good on the ball. I've seen him on when he's also on the ball, and he's also very good. He reminds me of like a Bremer 2.0, but listen, I'll take him for 6 months. You know, under Thiago Motta, listen, he transformed Locatelli. Who else did he transform? You know, McKennie coming back, the way that I think he gets the way that Motta came in this season is that, you know, with his players, he's getting the best out of them. And that's why I like, and you're showing like all players have to work out, hard in training, to earn a spot. And that's what I like about Thiago Motta this season. Is like, you're not safe. And that's why he's been rotating a lot. And a lot of people have been complaining because it's, not a consistent lineup. But guys, we also have injuries too, so whoever, has been saying that, well, what can we do when we don't have a Coop Miners, Nico Gonzalez, Bremer, gone for a season?
Those
right?
are big ones.
So, listen, I would take Skriniar any day. My second choice, if I had to do it, it would be Rugani. I would say Rugani.
What about you, Trimboli? Because the chat is going wild here. I'll let you go.
It's hard for me to say because Skriniar has been gone for a little while now, and I don't think he played a lot at PSG. So I know he had an injury. James mentioned I think something with the ankle. So I don't know. I would not be opposed to a 6-month loan, of course, because there's no obligation tied to it, or I would hope there's no obligation tied to it. So if it was 6-month loan with option, he's got experience. He's not coming in to be a starter. I think he would come off the bench. So he would more than likely be a better option than Danilo, which is what we currently have. I personally don't mind Rugani coming back, but it's not going to happen. Like I would personally be okay with him coming back because he's been the 5th option for the last 4 or 5 years, and he's done nothing but come in and actually play well. There's been the odd going way back Champions League game when they put him in and they were starting him and it wasn't good. But when he's been coming off the bench, like he knew his role and he did his job, and I thought he did it well. But the agents kind of come out and already said that it's not happening because Juve's not wanting to call him back. So I would say for me, when it comes to Skriniar specifically, because I'm blanking on the names, but it would depend on who else is available. I know that we've been linked to the guy from Ajax. He's like a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old Horta. But the thing is, he's going to be pricey. So we are not going to spend money, not in January. I know at one point, we kind of talked about it on our show that there may be a chance that January would be kind of active in terms of spending, but I still don't see that. I see us looking for cheaper, more short-term solutions based on our injuries, and because there's only going to be half a season to play. So I would look at something inexpensive. So in this case, if it's Skriniar on a loan, and it's maybe an option, then why not? But again, I feel like if there's other better options out there, then I would try to explore that first. So I know they mentioned we were mentioning today. I can't remember what team he plays for, but his name is Ortiz. I think he's got Italian citizenship too, but I don't remember exactly where he is. So he's an option because he has an Italian passport. That's the other thing that kind of is the wild card in all this, where maybe Skriniar actually, I guess he would have an Italian passport, or he's, European player. So that's where he kind of comes into play. So, but yeah, I would hold off initially on him. I feel like if we get Skriniar, it might be closer to the end of the window because he's still going to be out there. PSG is going to be shopping him around because clearly it's not working out there. So Draguzin, I've liked personally. Like I thought, going to Tottenham, I was like, okay, well, he's got his big move. But when he was playing at Genoa, like I liked what I saw from him. It's just he's still young, so I don't know. Maybe we circle back to him, but who knows?
We need experience in the back, I think, and that's why I went. Yeah, and that's why I went with Skriniar.
Same. But we have to see how it's been returned in the summer. The reason why I brought it up because as you see at the chat, James wants him, our boy Andrew, and your cousin. But the thing with Ruga, we taught me Santino my last life. We have to see if he's going to be good under Mota, guys.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But talking about this game, I got kind of distracted with the questions whatsoever. So you guys are happy with the system, or you guys want Allegri back? Because guys, since yesterday, this morning, people still on Twitter, Facebook, bringing up Allegri, bring back Max, which Tony knows somebody that does that. No name mentioned, but guys. Are we seeing a big difference? Like a game like this yesterday, we'll probably finish 7-0, guys. My opinion. What about you guys? Let's start with Trimboli, then we'll go.
Well, so I'll be honest. I hate talking about the guy. I just want to move on. So, like, just to keep it short and simple, I understand that statistically, up until this point, it doesn't show a change, but you would be lying, bold-faced lying through your teeth if you can't sit and watch a full game of what we're seeing this year and what we saw in the previous years. It is night and day different. Now, again, the points don't necessarily show it, but man, even yesterday, when we were down early, we would have been down early and we would have been out of it, and there was no chance of coming back. And it didn't matter who we had, even if we had Di Maria or even if we had Pogba or whoever in the past, it wouldn't have mattered. So for me, Mota is showing he's capable. It's still fresh. It's new. It's, again, I joke and I say about the statue. I said if they won yesterday, I told you, Reno, that half the statue's built if they won yesterday, and we're just starting to work on the upper half. But okay,
upper half. Time will tell.
I say that jokingly because when we were looking to make the change and of the available managers, for me, Mota was always the most intriguing, just based on not only Bologna, but what he did even at his previous clubs. Like I just liked kind of his up and coming gameplay and style, and like you touched on, Gio, he's transforming or kind of giving guys a second chance at life, so to speak, in the game of football, like Locatelli, guys that we've written off in the past. McKennie, it's funny because McKennie even has been written off so many times, and I'm guilty of it. I've written him off in the past as well, but coming into this season, I was like, you know what? Let's give him a chance. I wasn't really happy with what happened in the summer with the contract and maybe moving on, and then he ended up sticking around, and I said, hey, let's give him a chance because, when he's on his game and he tries, he plays hard, he plays well, good things happen, and he proved it even yesterday. So to put a bow on it, keep it nice and short and sweet, like I said, it's night and day difference. I think we all as a fan base just need to move on, and the past is in the past now, and we move forward.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100% with you, especially with, a lot of these Allegri lovers, saying that, the points, listen, guys, the past is the past. We need to move on. We're started fresh. We're playing way differently than we did last season. We're playing positive football at least now, and it's just a process. It's just the first couple of games too, guys. We have to also remember that. So,
Yeah.
exactly. and not just that, but I do agree with that, if we went to last season, right? If we were in last season, would we see a Locatelli playing like he is now? Will we see a McKennie, playing, like he is now? Will we see all these other players stepping up? And remember, we don't have our main guys either, like Coop Miners, Nico Gonzalez, right? They're not there as well. So imagine if they were there to add that little bit of extra quality to our attack, we could have finished them off, in my opinion. But like I said, stop it with Allegri. Please just let us move on, because I just hate hearing his name. Like, supposedly he might even go to Manchester United after Mr. Eric Ten Hag getting sacked this morning. So we'll see.
Well,
see.
the reason why I brought it up, because I had enough, man. Like, since these games that we tied, we had that big loss. Well, big loss. One loss we had with Stuttgart, whatever that team is. They're making a big deal. Last year we had so much, not last, even 2 years ago against Maccabi Haifa, guys, against Chelsea 4-0. That was the worst Champions League. That was the first time that Juventus conceded 4-0. And people making a big deal, whining, complaining about. Guys, we got to give this guy credit. Like, what he did, yes, he did a mistake by putting Danilo and did not do the changes right away. But somehow, some way, he managed. He put the players. I hope to see Ildiz at the beginning. And I just think I'm not expecting a Scudetto. If it happens, mamma mia, bottiglia champagne, festa party, si. All night getting drunk. I'll probably take 3 weeks off of work. But you know what I mean. But with this game yesterday, because I heard a lot from the Interisti. Someone told me, you guys can never compete with us, because in order for you guys, and it's going to take years. Let's look at some pictures, how it all started with with Inter. As you can see, Marotta, he was so excited. Him and Zanetti, and even that guy, that's at Sanremo, Amadeus. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a big Interista. He was celebrating with him. But then what happened? A CEO from Serie A, this Bacala over here. I'll have this.
Oh, we lost him.
We lost him.
They found out. They found out he was starting to trash Serie A, the management and everybody.
Guys, so it's the hacker again. It's the hacker again. It's the hacker again.
That's it. Yeah.
It's Marotta, man. It's Marotta.
Oh, he's got his pulse on everything. He's watching. He knows. So he hears us when we talk about him, right?
For sure, man. Nah,
but no, actually, if we get him back, one of the best pictures I saw was a Fratesi. That was classic, and
that was awesome.
He was showing the 4-1. It's like, okay, 4-2. It's like, relax,
Hi guys. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened.
It was Marotta. It was Marotta, Reno. Don't worry.
It jinxed me big time. I don't know. That's
Gravina heard you, Reno. That's what happened. Gravina heard you, and he said, "No, gotta cancel him."
Yep.
Okay, I was at that Bacala, right?
Yes, yeah.
To finish up, let's see if it works. Yes, this Bacala. After that 4-4. So people, and then, of course, Limon and Zaghi not happy.
Oh man.
So I understand this. Even with that guy from the CEO, like, you guys are saying that you guys are a better team. You gotta understand. Yes, last year you guys were a better team, guys. But you got the lawyers with the Inter thing, referees with the Inter. That guy's Interista. He's the CEO of the Serie A. What do you guys talk about? Yesterday we proved you wrong, and Anthony knows I'm not a big fan of Inzaghi. I did say last year he did good because. He didn't do a lot of mistakes, but this year I'm seeing the old Inzaghi when they lost with Milan, when Milan won the Scudetto. So this Inzaghi effect is affecting slowly, and I'm definitely gonna enjoy this and see what happens at the end. But Milan beat you guys after a long time in San Siro, and we tied with you badly. So it is what it is. What are your
Yep.
guys' thoughts,
Yeah, no,
Joe?
I mean, listen, I think that some Interisti are forgetting, you know, our 10-year dominance. Where were you guys in that 10-year dominance? Like, tell me, where were you guys in that 10-year dominance period? I don't even think that you guys were even on the map when we won those Scudetti, those 9 consecutive Scudetti. Like I'm telling you, like when that was my time, that was basically my era where I started becoming a big Juventus fan as well. So where were you guys? Like, listen to me. I'm telling you, like, I'm sorry to all Interisti in the chat, but where were you guys? You know, if you guys are talking about only 2 Scudetti that you won, and you know, I'm hearing from like because I watched CBS Sports and stuff like that with Marco Messina
Oh,
and the
IFT
guys.
Marco,
Oh,
another Interista.
you know,
I pray
no,
for you,
no,
Gio.
no.
I have to watch that. Oh
I'm
my
telling you,
god.
listen,
Sorry, Tony.
and not just that, but what's his name, Mr. Guy up there, Matteo Bonetti, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, mentioning about that Inter's been dominating on Twitter, said that throughout the years Inter have been dominating. Yeah, 2 titles. Come on, 2 titles, 2 Serie A. Juventus have been dominating for many years consecutively. So listen, Interisti, I think you guys got humbled, and this season it's showing. You guys need to learn to hush down a little bit because you know it's reality is you know hitting you guys in the back. You know, look, all the players actually have said it. It's a mental problem for them. That's what they're saying. You know, and Inzaghi, I don't know with Inzaghi. I'm telling you, if things are going to go south, it's gonna maybe he won't even make it to the Panettone this season if it keeps going south from here.
Yes. Well, they were saying it to us because Motta, Pandoro, Motta, whatever, it's the panettone. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. No.
What
And
about
that's what I'm saying.
you, Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not much else to add. Really, just, you know, it's the one thing for me is that, you know, I find we are our own worst critics in the sense that, you know, when we play like crap and we're not doing well, like we're always quick to point out. Not saying that the others don't, but just yesterday's performance for me is a win in the sense that it shows that we're not going to go down without a fight, even if ultimately in the end they don't win. And again, you can go back to previous streams that we've done, Reno, you and I, or even on the All Juve cast when we did our season preview and predictions. I still had Inter winning. Now, as the season goes along, things change. So, you know, to your point, Reno, about the Inzaghi effect, as you like to call it. Who knows? We'll see. You know, it's really interesting for me because I started hearing little rumblings about Inzaghi to Man United. Now, it's not going to happen because right now they've got Van Nistelrooy as the interim coach, but I don't know. They were like, it's coming kind of out of left field. People are trying to say that he wants to go there and it would be an honor for him to coach United and this. Like, I don't know. I wonder if as the results start to come in, if things start to go south for Inter and he, you know, doesn't do well in Europe and also in the league, part of me wonders if he moves on. And honestly speaking, and I'm not saying this because I'm a rival fan, but I almost wonder if Inter is due for a coaching change in the sense that it could be beneficial for them. And I don't mean that in, again, as a critic or a rival fan. I'm actually just thinking from the outside perspective. I actually think that it's almost like with us and Max, like the time had come to separate. He's done all he can. If they don't win this year, it's almost like, you know what, start fresh with a new voice because there's a lot of good options out there. And I think that both the manager and the team could benefit from it. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know necessarily if that'll happen. If he sticks around, you know, it's not a bad thing. I mean, I like hopefully beating Inter and Limone every once in a while and seeing him get sad on the sideline. It's always fun. So, but you know, just things like that. I'm curious, you know, like obviously we've got our guy now and it's growing pains. It's going to take some time. So just, you know, ride out the first year, see how we do and go from there.
Yep.
Okay, sorry guys. I have a little special guest coming in.
Uh-oh.
And
Ooh.
1 second. Everybody knows him.
Oh,
Severino!
Hey.
What's going
Grande, how's it
on?
going?
Hello, Trim. I'm Sevi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Giovanni, this is
Giovanni.
Giovanni,
Severino.
è un
Ciao, Severino.
piacere. Rino, è un piacere. Come stati? Tutti quanta?
Siamo
va?
bene, tu?
Bene?
Stiamo tutti bene. Stiamo tutti bene. Let's go!
Oh yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
That's right.
Grande Sev. So, what's going on? I was surprised when you messaged me. I said, why not? If you want to join.
Yeah,
It's always
no,
good
no.
to have,
I caught you guys mid show. I had to put the baby to sleep, and I was like, all right, let me jump in. Let me jump in. But
yeah, the chat is going wild. You're a big fan. That's good. Yeah, Sev hasn't come for a long time, so it's good.
So hear me out.
Go
You
ahead,
guys like
Sev.
this game last night? How was this game last night?
Oof.
Oh, awesome.
Buddy, I was.
Easy life support.
I was enjoying every single second of it, especially
Oh
when
my
we,
God.
when we came back. Oh my God, that was just a beauty.
Yeah, it was an amazing game, and Trim, like I messaged you on the side, like the Toronto thing was amazing yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
What a club you guys built there. Like fire. Like straight, like just insane. I'm so jealous. I really am so jealous of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we have a good time. No, John and the boys, they did a great job. It's just fun to be a part of, and the atmosphere was great. And I hope that we can kind of carry that forward. And we've always got room for you guys whenever you come and stop by. You got a lot of places you can stay at. So
but you guys had a crew there, right? So you had John obviously there, but I'm saying you had Skanga there. You had a whole crew up there.
Skanga and Lucci showed up. It was really nice of them to pop in. Got to see them, and we sat together. And then another guy, a new member of the club, also was sitting with us. And then Matteo was obviously with me, so we drove up, and yeah, it was awesome, man. It's so
let me ask you: when you guys do these things, you bring the wives too, or no?
Well, so it's really funny. Someone asked me that today. Actually, the co-op student that I was working with, which I'm trying to groom him into a Juventino. He doesn't really watch Calcio much, but I'm like, hey, check out Juventus. Hey, check out all these channels that I'm on, But so he asked me that, and I laughed, and I said, no, like, not that the wives don't. I don't think it's not that they don't want to come, but like yesterday as an example, like it was kind of like last minute thing, and as you know, I play hockey Sunday, so it's like, get home, shower, eat a quick breakfast. Mateo went home, raced home, shower, quick breakfast. He comes pick me up, and we over. But no, my wife would much prefer going to what you guys call Home Goods. We have Home Sense, so she'd rather be at Home Goods shopping for a couple hours.
Of course,
and, you know how it is. And then I go to the club.
Reno, you bring the wife to the club or no?
Yeah, I bring the wife. I've been bringing Orazio. I think you saw a picture of me and my son with the Juve shirt. Yeah, she likes the games. So
no, definitely, Andrew, you got to come up, man. It's a great time. I know Andrew's local too, so for sure, definitely reach on up. I'm gonna try. I didn't realize that Wednesday's match is 3:45 because of the time change. So it's usually
so they already changed their. We change our time here in New York next week. Or is it?
I think it's this weekend. I think.
Oh, it's this week.
I think so. Yeah.
Because I saw the 3:45 for Parma on Wednesday, and I'm like 3:45.
Yeah, it's weird. Even yesterday's game being like a 1 p.m. local Eastern time start was like so odd because it'd usually be 2 o'clock for us, right?
Yep.
So yeah, but no, it's. We got to see. I don't know. This week I'm not working late. I'm on my regular shift, so I saw the 3:45 start time, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I can, duck out of work early and rush on down there and see. But definitely Saturday's game, I'll be hitting up the club again. It's always fun. So, but yeah, Sev, what about you, man? What were your thoughts on on yesterday. What do you think?
Oh man, I'm gonna send you guys all the security cam footage of me screaming. I'll send it to you guys. You guys are very. Reno knows it. Trim knows it. I send all my reaction videos through my security cam, but I don't think about it in the moment. It's afterwards, like a day or
Yeah.
two later. I look back at the security camera and I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking freak. Like, because I start screaming and everything goes, oh my God. The second Yildiz goal.
I was.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, man.
so we spoke
Relief.
about this. We spoke about this in the chat. Did anybody realize that both goals he scored with his right foot?
No, left foot.
No, left
I'm
foot.
sorry, left foot. I'm sorry,
Yes.
scusa.
Yeah,
With his
yeah.
left foot. And it almost like threw Inter's defense off. And we spoke about this in the chat today, Trim. Like, I don't like you would think after the first one they would have double teamed him on that play. And they didn't. And I said this throughout the game. They didn't double team him until much later in the game.
Yep.
So it was like that just shows you how weak, I in my opinion, how weak the Inter's defense is. Now that's number
Yeah.
one. Number two, the changes at halftime, at the 70th minute, I wanted Danilo out way earlier than they took him out. And I don't want to say this because everybody knows this already. I can't stand Weah. I just don't like him there. I find him find him as a problem. He's a one-trick pony. He's very fast. I'm not gonna lie, he's very fast. But I don't feel safe with him. Like I don't like his touches on the ball. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I feel that once Nico comes back, you won't see him.
Yeah, but obviously, as a consensus, we can all agree that Chico is the main starter, and then
100%.
Yes, Chico,
Oh, yeah.
non si
Chico-
tocca, guys.
Chico would be
Yep.
option one off the bench, right? And then
Because-
Yildiz at the left.
For
right?
me, Chico Conceição, I liked him since he played with Portugal at the Euro. I was telling Giuseppe, even Trimboli, privately, I wish we get this guy. We got him. That kid is unbelievable, man. Like what he
Yeah.
did yesterday, you see this little no offense.
No,
running
he's
around,
a
you
game
can't even
changer.
see.
He's a game
Oh, yeah.
changer.
He's a game changer. Yeah, he's a beauty. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
So-
very I'm kind of concerned. I hope he's not injured because at the end of the game, guys, his leg was kind of hurting. So it's pray to God that he doesn't get injured. So
Yeah,
but there's nothing coming up yet. So
I didn't get a chance to see if he trained today, but I don't know if the team trained at all today because again, it's a quick turnaround. We played a couple days,
They
and
did.
then we play Saturday, so it's
Yeah.
a
They
tough
did.
tough stretch, right? So if they train, that's good. Like I know they said that there's a chance that he might have come up with something, but worst case, you just keep him out. But no, it was funny. I was just gonna quickly say a little something funny about Chico, like so. You guys don't know. You haven't met me in person, but I'm short. It is what it is. I'm Italian. I'm your classic 5'6".
Oh,
5'7",
sorry,
right?
bro. I
So,
did not mean.
what's
No, when
really
I know
funny-
because I called Chico Nano. I didn't mean it
but listen,
to.
listen. But so,
Sorry, bro.
there's a friend of mine at the club. Her name's Mary. She's hilarious. She's obsessed with Dybala. She's going on all the time about Dybala, and giving Yildiz a hard time about the number 10. So we were joking.
There's
I
a
turned to her
question.
yesterday. I go, he's probably the only guy that's about your height or a little bit shorter than you because she's short. And we were laughing our heads off because she's really short. She's like 5'2" probably. And then she goes, okay, if Yildiz is going to redeem himself for getting the number 10, he's got to score a goal. I'm like, all right, you're on. He's going to score.
right.
And this is when it's 4-2.
Mm.
So he gets one. She's like, oh, not bad, not bad. Then he scores the second one. She lost it. I'm like, see, you're giving him a hard time for being number 10. Leave the guy alone. Let him prove himself. And
Yeah.
she's like, okay, I
Yeah.
take it back. I'm like, yeah.
I have to
that's
tell you, Trim, the second goal it just blew me away. The cross from Conceição, from Cambiaso
beautiful.
to Chico, and then Yildiz. It was just like unreal.
Yeah. The one
Unreal.
thing
Yeah, I did not expect that. I
The
did
one
not
thing I would
expect
say
that,
about
guys.
all our goals yesterday is like the build up to the goals, especially like for me, I don't know why, but Vlahovic's goal stuck out so much just because of the
Yep.
pass from Cabal to McKennie and then that ball from McKennie. Like, because I was even saying to Mateo, I turned to him and I go, he could have easily like brought it down and shot it in himself because he had a great looking
Yeah.
goal. But to just tap it over to Vlahovic, perfect. Like it was just
Well,
that whole build up.
I said it to Lou in the chat. I said if McKennie would have taken it on himself, I feel like he would have volleyed it over the net. Like for some reason, like Cabal's pass was so good, but I feel like if he would have one touched it, it would have went over the net. But
Yeah.
McKennie's decision to go to Vlahovic in that moment, like, just made so much more sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just to pass it to him and just go straight for it.
And you know, can you believe that was his first goal at the San Siro against Inter? He had never.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
it was a
he had
beautiful
never
one.
scored against
I didn't
Inter.
know that.
Was his
I
first
didn't
goal.
know that.
Yeah, it's wild.
That was a
Like,
beautiful one. So
yeah.
I was pretty happy about that.
In a way, it's almost like Weston knew, you know what? It would be nice to get this one, but I think he needs it more. Just let him get it. And then his celebration after was the best. He's just
Yep.
going like,
Yeah.
relax, everybody. All right.
Well, I don't know if you guys touched on this earlier in the live. Can we all admit that McKennie as a 10 actually kind of works a little bit?
I am
Yeah,
very
I'm with you.
surprised. Very,
Yeah.
very surprised.
I would have never thought that. Never. I would have never thought that. He was literally almost playing as a false 9 yesterday.
At one
Sunday.
point,
Yeah, at one point, yeah.
when they subbed out Vlahovic, that's what I really liked was the fact
Yep.
that it was strange because you're seeing Mbangula come in and it's like I think Berto touched on it today. It's like they kind of rotated. They had like Mbangula at one point running up in that spot. Yildiz ran up in that spot at one point. McKennie ran up in that spot at one point. So it's like it's kind of nice that there's that little bit of fluidity where they can all kind of intermingle into that spot because naturally Yildiz always kind of drifts to the center. So they can kind of take turns and it's almost like you're conserving a little bit of energy while one guy's always pressing, and that's the biggest thing. And one of the biggest differences from how we play now is just, pressing. And, it's funny. I kept hammering home, like on our end too. Like I kept saying, I just want them to start on time because the last bunch of games, we haven't been starting on time and always going down one or just looking sluggish in our draws. And although they conceded first, like we kind of showed that we were starting a little bit better. So if we could just keep that up, that's a big positive for me as well.
Okay, guys, before I continue on, keep it up with the like and subscribe. And of course, follow Mr. Joe from Juve Cornercast. And the beauty, it's been almost an hour. I got 14 likes. But still, the subscription hasn't changed, but it will go up there. But besides that, we got the chat going wild. But hello, James, Giuseppe. Either one for me, sure. James, someone needs to play a false 9. I like guys to keep opponents. So we kind of touch on the Inter game whatsoever. I know that we're going to have the Milan and Napoli. What do you guys think about this Napoli? You think they're going to be the contenders for the Scudetto?
100%. 100%.
You,
Hands
Trimboli?
down.
For me, I will be honest, at the beginning of the season, I was very down on them. And I said, I don't know. Like, I know Conte won competition. So what I would say is, in the short term or the initial here, they have surprised me. However, their schedule gets very difficult now. So now is when we're going to really see.
I was just going to say, talk to me in 4 weeks.
We're going to really see because their schedule.
Okay, I'll talk to you in 4 weeks.
So it'll be interesting. But, again, I will never doubt, per se, a Conte-led team, especially when it's one competition. It was just more of personnel. Not that I don't like their players or majority of the squad that Napoli has. I really felt that it would be hard to rebound after such a poor season last year. Like Buongiorno, for me, I've always thought he's class. One of the best center backs in Serie A, and he's proving it. One guy that's really surprised me, Di Lorenzo, to the point where I've had to pick him up in CALCIO, and it's actually paid off because he got me a big time goal on the weekend. So, but he's not the Azzurri Di Lorenzo, but yeah, we'll see. We're gonna see now in a few weeks. What I would say is going into this game, the only thing I'm not like crazy about is the fact that they postponed the Bologna match.
Yeah.
With, Teo Hernandez and somebody else is missing in that game.
Reinders.
Reinders.
Yeah.
That's, for me, it's kind of sucky in the sense that, I like to see the big teams playing with a full squad, with all their best players. Like even our match yesterday, like you're telling me you wouldn't love to see Bremer in there. And like, I know Çalhanoğlu too was missing for them. So to be fair, yeah, throw Çalhanoğlu in there. Like I like seeing the heavyweights go toe to toe, full rosters, but again, it's CALCIO. There's always going to be someone missing. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting.
That's the part of CALCIO. What about you, Sev? You want to wait?
I think that they're full of shit. I think that Napoli is just I don't see it. There's nothing about them that's scared. No, I don't. I'm just not scared by them.
Yeah.
Like there's
I don't think
Inter
them... will. We'll see. Depends our team too.
Yeah.
Because Milan, I'm sorry, Milan. I don't see them going through. No offense to Anthony Lafleur over here, but I don't see them going. Juventus, I still get second place at this moment. Then who knows? Maybe a miracle, but you never know.
Yeah, I don't.
I want to see a tight race until the end.
Yeah, I don't see it with Napoli.
Difference.
I don't see it. I mean, look, they have their players, obviously, right? Like they have their scary players that when we face them, which we already did, but like there's nothing about them that scares me. Nothing. You want to know who scares me? And I know I'm going to be in the minority here. Milan. AC Milan, not Inter Milan. AC Milan scares me a little bit with Pulisic and like it looks like they have that fire, like that momentum going. Every game that I watch with them, it's like there's something they do that scares me.
They have a good team, yes. I know me, team, we go back and forth with Milan, but no, Grinta, even the last game, until they have Fonseca, I don't know. I like Pulisic, I like Reinders, I like Leao, because Fonseca has to put him in the proper
guys,
position.
by the way, have I been proven right yet on Leao? Come on, this guy's a joke. This guy's a fucking shit show. This guy, like it's almost like he wakes out of bed and says, "Oh, okay, I guess I got to play a game today." Like that's what he feels like every time he's on the pitch.
He's not happy.
He's not. He just there's nothing there. There's nothing.
He's gonna leave in January, I think.
Reno, you the IFTV guys, right?
Yeah.
If you look at Antonio, who's a big Milan fan, he even says it. Yep. He even says it that Leao is just like a nothing. Like it's almost like you have to get him out of bed for game day. Like it's just like there's nothing there with this guy. Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
I almost wonder personally if he's just like
very sluggish.
He's waiting for his move. The problem is with his poor performances, who's gonna want him? So he has to perform in order to get.
Tell him that though. But tell him.
I know. But this is
like tell him that because what does he think? He's going to Real Madrid? Like,
well, this is just it, right?
Well,
this even goes back to last year. Yeah.
He thinks that he's the best player in the world, right? Like every time that I see him, he has like that cockiness in him, that sluggish.
Oh yeah, that's the problem.
And that's the biggest problem, and that's what I've been seeing with not just one, and actually I know Antonio from IFTV personally because through family. So
really,
wow. Yeah, my dad.
Lucky you.
With Gaetano.
Really?
Marco's dad, Gaetano. He's actually best friends with him. They actually played.
Wow.
They played in high school together in Brooklyn.
So Giovanni, where you live? Don't you live in Florida or New York?
No. So I actually lived in New York, and then I moved down to Florida for college.
Oh, that's why you know. Wow, good for you. Awesome. I talked to Antonio once through a video through my friend, and he kind of knows you. Reno da Vancouver. I would love to have him here, but it's hard for me to contact him. But
Yeah,
good
no,
for you, man.
yesterday I called him up because I have his number. So I called him up.
Oh,
yesterday.
really?
Yeah, we
Oh,
talked.
nice.
We talked about Milan, and he tells me all the time, Leao. It's always Leao. Leao this, Leao that, and it's like, yeah, no, I agree. It's Leao. He hasn't been, since that Scudetto run, he hasn't turned up into those big moments, and that is right there. What in terms of what I would say a boy would play like and a real man, because honestly, he's not even playing up to par.
Well
And
said.
I was just like that, and I was like, I couldn't believe, like he has so much potential. It's just that,
Yeah, with
needs to
Portugal, he
humble
plays
himself.
good.
He needs to humble himself, and that's the thing. He needs to humble himself, and really, in order to get the best out of him, he needs to humble himself. And that's the only way I think that in my opinion, that Milan would win the Scudetto would be if Theo Hernandez, Leao do that. If they do that, they get the team together, they could challenge for the Scudetto.
Which is a shame because how good Pulisic is playing.
Yeah.
It's almost like going to waste. I almost feel like it's going to waste and how good he's playing.
Yeah, he's been very good.
Yeah. I mean, look at Fiorentina, right? Look at that. Like we could that whole game itself. Supposedly Fonseca said that Pulisic was supposed to take the penalties, and then you got Tammy Abraham stepping up to come on, where's the leadership there as well?
Yes.
And Theo Hernandez missing the 2 penalties, but I don't know. Like I said, I want to say that Milan is going to challenge, but at the same time, I'm just holding back because of that. They don't have that type of leadership. Ever since they lost Maldini, in my opinion, they've been going on a fast decline.
They did a big mistake.
That's a good point.
The reason why I talk like this about Milan is my mom is a Milanista. She's not happy what they did to Maldini, so which my mom will be here. Yeah, my mom will be here in November, and we're gonna watch Juve and Milan together. I don't know how is that gonna turn out. So, but we're gonna watch it here. So, but yeah. I always said at the beginning that was the big mistake they did, Milan management, to get rid of Maldini. And as James said, he said it somewhere, Milan has the team, just not the management. And
it all starts from the top.
Only worse management is Roma. Yeah, Roma, Sciabetti, these Americans.
If I could say something, and Trim will probably appreciate this. They've gone through. They've gone through how many coaches in the last 2 years? What is it? 2 coaches or 3?
3.
And their backline is shit. Like it literally, like they just can't figure out. They just can't figure out how to defend. They just can't do it.
I think
they can't do it.
It touches on what you said with the different style and the different managers coming in want different approaches to gameplay and defending offensive ability. So that could play into it too. It's so strange because I don't know what it is about Theo Hernandez, but I've always liked that guy. And I remember
Me too.
Little rumors starting.
A rumor with Fabrizio Romano.
No, I'm like, Trim, calm down here. He's not
calm
coming
down. You never know. But we'll see.
I've always liked the guy, man. I think he's a fantastic player. But yeah, they all the pieces are there. And I know, Sev, we've talked about this before in the past about Pulisic and how we missed out on him, and I'm like, man, we ended up with Weah instead of Pulisic. You know what I mean? It's like would have been nice to have him, right? But yeah. So
what makes it funny for me is the fact of they gave up on Kalulu. Like it was a nothing thing, and now he's our main defender, and our main defender as part of a central defense line that we'd be lost right now if it wasn't for Kalulu. Lost. After losing Bremer, we'd be shit. Shit. And now look, we have him and their defense is shit. You know what I mean? Like
terrible.
It's just so funny how like Serie A, the rotation of the players just like it keeps going, but they can't get a great defender, and we lost the best defender, and we had Kalulu waiting in the wings, if that makes any sense. You know?
100%. I actually, so to play devil's advocate, and not to go against us and our club, but the exact same scenario with our boy Moise Keane. look at Keane at Fiorentina. It's
Right.
like, and
Good
I
point.
called it too. And we all kind of agreed. We said, he's going to go somewhere, wherever he ends up, he'll play well, just because less pressure, different system.
Yeah,
More
that's why.
Sure
opportunity.
enough, he's thriving. And look, we're stuck in the sense that we don't have a secondary option at the 9 position behind Vlahovic. So we're kind of scrambling and trying to figure out, okay, maybe Mbangula a little bit here and there, Weah, something like. But there you go. There's another example. It's like you said, just the rotation within Serie A, and he goes to a different club. Like I said, less pressure, different system, and
Well, like
he
the
knows how to
Cataler.
the Catalare,
Yeah,
same
Catalare.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah, because Antala, that they did a wonderful job. Like this week, Serie A was like crazy with all these goals between Fiorentina 5-1, Juventus 4-4, Atalanta 5-1. Even Retegui, he's been improving. So
Unbelievable.
Can we
Like,
talk about
it's good.
Retegui? Like, can we talk about him? Because, like,
yeah,
wow.
go ahead, Giovanni. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
I was
Because
kind of
honestly,
bringing that up close to the end.
and we've been looking for a type of striker that could just put the ball in the net for the Azzurri, and we need, like, these guys to step up. Moise Keane, Retegui, we need these guys to really step up, especially since the World Cup is coming soon. And I'm actually
Yeah.
happy for Retegui. Playing under Gasperini, you're playing under a good positive system, and not just that, but one thing I noticed is that what I like about him is that he's always at the right place at the right time to just bang in the goals, and that is what we need. So, when it comes to the Azzurri coming into the next World Cup as well, he's gonna be a player to watch.
Retegui is a guy to me that he does require service, though. He is a guy, like, I take him over Scamacca any day.
Yeah,
Any day.
100%.
Oh yeah.
But he is a guy like Vlahovic who does require the help. He needs the wingers. He needs the number 10 behind him, like, to give him some kind of service. But he does not fail. Like, he could handle his own shit. Like, he handles it.
Yeah.
He goes back on balls too, which I like.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why, Trim, we've said this. We don't have that with Juventus. We don't have a guy who's going to come back. Milik will do it sometimes
If he comes back. Yeah.
if or when he comes back. And Reno, I don't want to piss you off, but that's kind of why I wanted Morata in the summer. Is no, but he's
Yeah.
the striker who's
yeah.
going to come back on the ball. He's going to come back and pick up. He's going to go with the midfield and make a play here and there. We don't have that. Vlahovic is not that guy. Vlahovic is not going to do that.
I know.
He's trying.
Ah, yeah, well said. You're right. You're right.
Man.
You're right. Go ahead, Trim.
No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying, but he's not there yet. It's not his
Not
his
there.
style.
Yeah, he's
Right,
like,
and I
he
mean-
doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. Like, my dad tells me all the time, Vlahovic, you're either born with it or you're not born with it, and he doesn't have it.
Yeah,
He
he's
doesn't have it.
not.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
have it.
that's the thing. He's not for a Juventus player. Like what he did yesterday was beautiful, but I want to see consistency because, as they say,
We need a player like Alex Xerxes.
yeah, because
Oh my
repetition is a mother of skill. You don't do things repeatedly; you do things consistently. That's what Vlahovic is missing. So if he does another goal like that on Wednesday with Parma, I'll be happy. But it has to continue on. But I don't think he's going to stay and accept that
Well,
lower
I
salary.
have a question for you guys, for the three of you.
Go ahead.
If Juve, let's just say in the perfect world, was able to pick up a Xerxes in January, would he be a vice Vlahovic?
The Canadian boy.
I'm trying to see. Wait. What they're pointing at.
Yeah, Davids. Between Anthony and Matteo Davids.
Would
But that's
you
in the
guys-
summer.
Would
Yeah.
you guys play Xerxes as a vice Vlahovic or as a false 9 behind Vlahovic?
Maybe false 9, because with Motta he was good in that role,
Yeah,
right?
you'd probably
false
false
9.
nine.
Yeah.
have to rotate the two, but
Two.
I don't know.
More for what? For like rest and
Or
as a
yeah,
rotation?
rotation. I
Yeah.
mean, see,
Well,
I'm
go
one
ahead.
of the few. I'm one of the few people that have been kind of beaten at this drum of changing formation in the sense of going 4-4-2, and that's also ties into David, because if we got Jonathan David, I think he plays fantastic in a two-striker system and could actually facilitate for a guy like Vlahovic. But the thing is, with a Xerxes, because he played in Motta's system before, he was the lone guy. So
he was the number 9.
So he would be best suited to play either. He wouldn't play in front of Vlahovic. I mean, unless based on merit, like in terms of at the time who's going and who's playing well, you got to play the hot hand and go based on that. But even with the players we have, I know I've had people push back and say, well, because we have a lot of wingers, 4-4-2 wouldn't necessarily work out. So I understand that, but I just to change it up a bit, because I know Reno can't stand the 4-3-3, so we're not going to play 4-3-3. Don't worry,
there's
we're
no
not
shot.
going there.
No shot.
No, but maybe with the small team, not like in Champions League, man.
Yeah.
Like we got to do a test with another team, because with the 4-3-3, you have to be aggressive. We were going behind like a little Umaka, you know.
But just like quickly, just to get back to the Xerxes thing, like for me, with Xerxes specifically, it just depends on what's the ask, because United, I don't see them getting rid of him altogether. Like I could see a 6-month loan, and then it's like, okay, bring him in for half a season. Great. But I don't know. Especially if, like, they say, okay, if they say loan with the then I'm like, all right, loan with option's good. Loan with obligation, what's the fee? Because they paid 60 or 65 million euros for him in the summer this past year. So there's no way.
Well, I think it'll be a loan. It would be a loan.
Yeah, loan for sure.
Most likely a loan.
Yeah, when it comes to, if there's like an obligation attached to it, it's going to be a high fee. So, but I don't know. There was a little rumble today that got me kind of excited too, and I don't know if you guys saw it. I think it was Corriere or Tutto Sport. They mentioned Benjamin Šeško.
Šeško, yeah.
Šeško, yeah.
So
I heard it this morning.
If it was to happen, Vlahovic is gone.
Yeah.
Because
it's money.
Worth 65 million euros. So
that'd be great.
You can't have both.
No. But
no.
The thing though, are we now afraid of making that big splash? Because look, we did it with Vlahovic. So like, these are the things we always have to think about, right? That's why a guy like, for me, David is
he's more transitional
and cheaper in a sense. But the thing is, I say that, and every freaking week he keeps scoring, his value is going to skyrocket. So, but he's free. So that's the difference. He's free in the summer, right?
Yeah.
A Xerxes, same thing. He's 50, 55, 60. Like, do we want to make that big splash again? Being hesitant with what kind of what we're seeing with what's happened with Vlahovic, right? Like, we may not want to go down that route. Giuntoli strikes me as the type of guy that he's like a Marotta in the sense that not bargain finds, but he wants to find, if he can find 2 guys for that price, he's going to find 2 guys for that price. Then we got depth. Not only do we have like a 1A, 1B, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of options.
I look at it, and I'm not bringing his name up because I know whatever it is. But I look at the Vlahovic situation different than the Chiesa situation, where a lot of people keep bringing up Vlahovic as when Chiesa, everything was going on with Chiesa, everybody kept saying, oh, this is going to happen again with Vlahovic this year. I don't see it as the same because Vlahovic is, look how quick he replaced Chiesa, right? So he brought in 3 guys, essentially 3 guys.
Yeah.
And Nico, he didn't bring in Weah, but he did bring in Weah. And Giuntoli did.
Yeah.
And Chico.
Yeah, last year.
So he brought in 3 guys to basically say, okay, we're going to figure, and Coop, if you think about it, behind the striker in the front, he brought in 3 guys to carry that mode of what they're going to do. It's different with your central striker, as opposed, like, in a sense of, it's not like you're just going to take Vlahovic out and put this guy in or put this guy in.
100%. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's not right. So it's. I don't think it's as. I think he got away with it a little bit more with Chiesa than he would be if he didn't go for Vlahovic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you guys, as much as I said last year, I don't think Chiesa is going anywhere. I really don't think Vlahovic is going anywhere.
For me, if he stays and lowers the salary, I'm not going to complain. But I know Reno has always said, and he maintains he doesn't feel like he will want to lower the salary. So at the end of the day, for me, it's just going to ultimately come to that. If he agrees, again, he claims that he loves the club. He loves being here. Like, you could see it. He wants to be here. So now prove it by
the actions.
Lower your salary and we're good. Like, it's all good. And then you find whoever to be a vice, which is whether it's David or whoever. I'm good with that. But if we have to sell him, in terms of spending big cash, I don't know. Like I said, Sheshko, Xerxes, I'm good. Like, I'd be happy. But
I'm good. I'm good with it too, but I still think you're taking a loss on that.
100%.
Yeah.
We paid 70 million for this guy. You're not selling him for 70.
No, you're not. You're gonna lose money. At least Arsenal will take him, I heard, but who knows?
I'm
Right,
thinking
Reno, but Arsenal will take him, but for what? For 40, maybe.
40, 50.
Maybe, yeah.
40, 50. That's what they're saying.
You're not going to get 80 or 90 for him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And that's where I have the issue. Like, that's where I start to like go nuts in the chat. Like, I'm always like, what are we doing here then? You bought him for 70, you're selling him for 40. Like,
that's our problem with our sales. It's been really bad, man. Really, really bad.
Yeah.
So, guys, do you guys have anything else to cover? Because it's been quite a while. Because pretty sure Anthony has to go to work tomorrow.
I got one thing.
Go ahead, Anthony. Before I
Score
wrap
prediction for Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
For Juve Parma.
Juve Parma.
I'll go. Okay, I'll start. I'll go 2-0 for Juve. Conceição e Vlahovic. You, Joe?
I'm gonna go 3-1 Parma. Oh, my bad. Not Parma.
3-1 Parma.
Juve.
Ma che cazzo?
Hold on. I'm already falling asleep.
Almost had a heart attack.
I'm already falling asleep. Oh,
Gio, I was just
that's
about to
when-
hang up. Like, I was just gonna be like, all right.
no,
I almost flew.
I don't see Parma winning this game. But yeah, I think Vlahovic will score. Yildiz will get on the score sheet again. He's been very impressive, and I see. You know what? I'm gonna go for a Kalulu goal. I want to go Kalulu.
Nice.
You know, he's been. I think off a corner, and you know, we haven't seen those set pieces. You know, with goals compared to last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that definitely I would say that 3-1 Juve for me.
3-1. You Trimboli?
So I'm gonna go 2-1 Juve, and I'm going 2-1 Juve selfishly because I need Dennis Mann on Parma to get me a goal in front of Calcio. So please, dear Lord, get me a goal. Dennis Mann, he was hot at the beginning, the first few games. He's probably the only guy I know on that team. So get me a goal. Yildiz will get on the score sheet again. And I don't know why, but because Gio mentioned about the set pieces, I feel like Gatton is going to get his big old head in there and off a corner and just get one as well. Maybe get the winner. So I'm going to go 2-1 Juve.
2-1 Juve. You Severino?
God. I'm gonna go 2-0 Juve. But no set pieces. I'm gonna go straight open play. I don't like Juventus this year on set pieces. I don't know if I'm alone in this. Like, I don't like us defending in set pieces, and I don't like us on the set pieces. Like, it's so funny because with Allegri's Juventus the last few years, we were really good on set pieces, defending and offensively. And now I feel like this year we suck at set pieces. Like, we just
we haven't had too many, but we're missing Bremer and Gatti, especially yesterday. That was one of my biggest gripes with not having Gatti starting, because we did get a few corners and whatnot early on, and both our big options are gone.
Yep. By the way, I don't know. I came in late to the live. Did you guys discuss the Gatti thing at all? Does anybody know what really happened yesterday? Because I don't. I'm asking out of curiosity. I don't know.
Oh, well, I heard he had an argument.
Yeah, something about that.
Yeah, that's why he didn't put him on.
Is it injury related or mindset or mentality?
Between
what is it?
No, between Motta and Gatti, there was an issue. But
Yeah, he was
it
like
seems
pulling his shirt, like he was like,
yeah, fight bravo, fight bravo.
I thought he was getting
That's what
jacked
I-
up and was really pissed off at him. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh yeah, Reno.
Well, he-
It looked like he went to Gatti and said, "Oh, mi raccomando, mi raccomando,
Fight bravo.
fai bravo."
But did you see the end? At the close to the end of the game, DiMarco almost scored, and you can hear Motta's voice. Puttane tomate. Okay, guys, I'm gonna close it up. I know Pasquale says about the Milan Napoli pretty quick. Who's gonna win Milan Napoli? I'm gonna go 1-0 for Napoli. Severino.
I'm going Milan 1-0.
Milan 1-0.
1-0.
Okay. Trimboli.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Napoli.
2-1. Okay. Joe.
Yeah, 2-1 Napoli.
Man, you guys really abiding. You guys are really feeding into this Conte shit. Huh?
4-2.
Oh my
I
god.
got,
I mean,
Well, he's going 4-2 for Milan, so we'll see. I don't know.
Sebi, I got our buddy Dom in the back of my ear always chirping about Napoli. So that's why now he's infiltrated my head. I told him
Oh, Dom.
we're gonna give him the shirt, the Yildiz shirt. I said you're gonna win the contest so you can get a nice jersey for once because there's no Napoli or Lazio kits we're giving away. No. There's no giveaways. For
No,
us.
no.
We'll give you a nice Juve shirt.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you all for joining. Follow, like, and subscribe. Of course, follow Juve Cornercast. Joel, thank you for coming. Trimboli, it's always a pleasure. Hopefully, we can do it again. And Sev, I know it was the last minute, but hopefully, we can get the full
Yes,
crew
thank you
with
guys.
and-
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yep.
And until then, Forza Juve e a casa tutti. Ciao, ciao, ragazzi.